Thought you'd just slip out before dinner was done?
Alright guys, in today's video we have what seems to be the first Resident Evil 8 news. Not the Resident Evil 3 remake, Resident Evil 8, the official continuation of the 7th game, which has the first person view. The people over at Residance of Evil on YouTube, which has leaked plenty of Resident Evil things in the past, well, they claim they have received a leak from Biohazard Declassified, which suggests that Resident Evil 8 is the next game after the remake, and we'll see the return of Ethan as a playable character. Ethan, which is the main character of Resident Evil 7. This isn't much of a surprise since Ethan was pretty much the center of everything, even though his character wasn't as fleshed out as some of the popular one of the franchise, like Leon, Chris and such. Well, you can now hope to see his character much more if this leak turns out to be true, and it could be very true. This leak also claims the game was being tested last year, saying it is already very far in development and playable in some way. Earlier, just days ago, there were rumors which suggested that Resident Evil 8 was cancelled because its story didn't fit the franchise, but now this much more reliable leaker says otherwise. It was also leaked that the Ambassador Program members of Resident Evil had tested an unknown game and was either the sequel to Resident Evil 7 or a Dino Crisis remake. Well, these leaks point towards the idea it is in fact Resident Evil 8, in development for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and PC. Now here are all the supposed leak details we know about this game. The project's title will have a phrase at the end instead of the number 8, meaning it won't just focus on Ethan from the 7th game, but will have plenty of new things. The game will have a first-person perspective, unlike the Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 remake, which makes sense considering that the last installment also had a first-person perspective. It's also said it will have multiple environments ranging from a village, a castle, and terrain will vary from rural to snowy and mountainous, something that resembles Europe, where it's just plenty of different environments all around. It's really great to see some changes to that, because I was getting just a bit tired of the urban setting from the recent Resident Evil remakes.
The city is completely cut off. Isolated.
With the return of regular zombies confirmed in this leak, this game will also see the addition of wolf-like creatures, like a werewolf for example, which will be with the zombies as enemies, so it has plenty of variety. The player is said to be followed by a persistent shadowy enemy that always keeps him on the move. If this shadowy enemy is in fact real, it'll be something completely unique of the franchise, because that never happened in any game. Finally, Chris Redfield is said to be a part of the game in some form, though it has not been said if he'll be there as a playable character, like in the DLC from Resident Evil 7, or just a side character. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Resident Evil, I've played only the newer ones, but I know real fans would love to see Chris as playable character. He just seems like a badass. Capcom is currently officially known to be working on one precise Resident Evil game, which is the remake of the 3rd game. Oh, and also Resident Evil Resistance, which is its multiplayer element. I don't know if it'll take some time until we see an announcement for a sequel, but my best guess would be at E3 2020 at the least, not before that, that's for sure. I personally am really happy they're keeping the first-person view, if the leak is indeed true. I've loved what they did with Resident Evil 7 and cannot wait to hear more about this one. Also, I want you guys to let me know which view you like the most from those games in particular, 3rd person or 1st person. For myself, I'd say 1st person, as it makes it feels a lot more personal and definitely more scary. Getting chased by all the different enemies from the 7th game is something else 100%. It's one of my favorite horror games. Thanks to I Am Legend for being a master member on the channel. You can become a survivor member for 99 cents only. It'll support me and the channel as a whole. Alright, thanks for watching.